Most millionaires in the US aren't really millionaires if you just take away one thing from them: their home. More than three-fourths of them lose the millionaire status right away. Sounds crazy, right? But the numbers back it up. I started tracking this when I hit my own $1 million mark a few years ago. On paper, my wife and I looked like textbook millionaires: nice homes, solid investments. But when I separated our home equity from everything else, it completely changed how I saw wealth. And that shift was one of the reasons why I was able to retire at 41. So here's the question nobody asked. If most millionaires lose that title without their home, how many people are actually financially free or millionaires? Because what you're about to see might change how you measure wealth forever. You know, we throw the word millionaire around like it's the ultimate badge of success. Growing up, that number felt like magic. Like once you hit that $1 million mark, all your problems will disappear. And let's be honest, it feels good to say that, hey, I'm a millionaire, right? I remember when my wife and I first crossed that $1 million number. For a moment, I thought, yes, we did it. But then I asked myself, did we really? Because if most of that million lives inside your home and you can't touch it without selling or borrowing, do you really have financial freedom? Becoming a millionaire isn't about net worth, it is about usable wealth. Wealth that gives you options, not obligations. Before going ahead, only 12% of the viewers have subscribed to this channel. If you think our videos are adding some value to your life, then please subscribe for more videos. Alright, before we go any deeper, let's define what is net worth. Because this is where most of the people get it wrong. Your net worth is simply everything you own, like your home, your car, your 401k, maybe some cash or investments, minus what you owe, like your mortgage, student loan, credit card, or any other kind of debt. For most of the people, this house makes the biggest slice of their net worth. But here's where it gets tricky. Just because something adds to your net worth doesn't mean it gives you freedom. You can't sell half of this house to pay your bills. That's why we need to separate net worth from liquid wealth. The money that's actually working for you, not just sitting in your bricks and paints and walls. So how many millionaires are there really in the US? According to UBS and the Federal Reserve, about 25 million people have a net worth of over $1 million. Sounds huge, right? That's roughly 1 in 11 adults. Almost it feels like everyone knows someone with a 7-figure net worth. Remove the home equity and only around 6 million people in the entire country qualifies as a liquid millionaire. That's about 2 out of 11 adults. Picture this, you're at a football game with 50,000 people sitting in the stadium. Statistically, only about 1,000 of them have $1 million in liquid investable wealth. If you have $100,000 in liquid assets, you're already in the top 20% in the US. At $250,000, you're in the top 10%. And with $500,000, you're in top 5%. And if you got this $1 million in liquid wealth, you're already in the top 2.3%. So don't underestimate where you stand. All right, let's put some real numbers on the paper. Meet Mark and Priya. They have done everything right. Worked hard for 20 years, bought their dream home, and finally, they paid it off. Their home today is worth $750,000. They have got about $150,000 in their 401k and another $100,000 across savings and small investments. And their total net worth is $1 million. Now meet Dave and Megan. They rent a modest apartment, drive an older SUV, and invest consistently. They have built a portfolio of around $800,000 in index funds. $100,000 sit in their retirement account, and they keep around $100,000 in cash and bonds. Same $1 million net worth, just structured differently. Now here's the difference that actually matters. Dave and Megan's portfolio can comfortably earn around $70,000 to $80,000 a year over time, assuming a long-term market return of around 9 to 10%. Mark and Priya's house, it's beautiful, it's fully paid off, but it doesn't create any income. Instead, it is quietly costing them around $12,000 in property taxes, insurances, and maintenance. Both couples are doing well. Owning a home brings security, pride, and it's a milestone worth celebrating. But when we talk about financial independence, the question shifts from what you own to what pays you back. And that's the quiet gap between being millionaire on paper and being a millionaire in life. When I saw that difference years ago, it hit close to home because Because my wife and I, we were headed down the same path. We had the house, we had the saving, we had those good jobs, everything that looked success. In the US, that's the American dream. And for every Indian parent back home, it's that moment when they proudly say, beta settle ho gaya. But somewhere along the way, I realized that we were chasing stability, not freedom. Most of our wealth was trapped in the walls around us. That's when I decided to flip the script and build our finances differently. I call it 75-25 freedom plan. It is simple. Keep no more than 25% of your net worth in your primary home and aim for at least 75% in liquid income producing assets, the kind that can grow, compound, or generate cash flow even while you're sleeping. This plan completely changed the trajectory of my life, and it's how I was able to retire early. So here is exactly how it played out for us. The step one was the foundation for the first 5 years. When I started working, my only goal was survival, paying off student loan, building a small emergency fund, and invest something from every paycheck. We definitely lived below our means, rented for a few years, and later bought our first home. This was the stage of learning, discipline, not luxury. I remember by end of this phase, our goal was to have around 100 to 200K in liquid assets like cash, 401k, index funds, and we actually ended up with $200,000. And that's where the real financial confidence started. And then came the acceleration. I focused on maxing out the retirement accounts, opening a taxable account, and increasing investments every time my salary went up. I made sure no more than 25% of our net worth stayed in our house, and the rest of the 75% that kept working in the market. And by end of this phase, our liquid wealth crossed around $500,000 with roughly 150K in home equity. And the third stage was the freedom stage. This is the part where the plan started to work harder than we did. By this time, our investment had some sort of momentum. Every dollar we had put in away in the past decade or so was compounding faster than any of our raises. Our liquid assets crossed seven figures, and at that point, the portfolio could have comfortably covered most of our yearly expenses if we wanted to. But I chose not to touch it because for me, the goal wasn't to live off the passive income yet. It was to let the compounding do its job a little longer. And around this time, our home value had also gone up, I think, quite significantly, but it was still about 25% of our net worth, exactly what the plan called for. We had the stability from home and the freedom growing quietly in our investments. Now looking back, I'm glad we didn't pour everything into real estate just to look successful. You don't need to chase a big house to prove your success because being house rich and cash poor isn't wealth. Wealth is liquidity. Wealth is freedom. And if this video has changed how you look at your net worth, do two things. Like this video so that this message reaches a lot of more people like you, and hit that subscribe button, please, to join our community. And if you want to see how exactly I built my $1 million portfolio step by step, you can click right here. Your finance friend Sushant, signing off.